Ladies and gentlemen, you are waiting for the YouTube from the Miss Bardic. We seem to be having some technical difficulties, and our Bard of the Mist, Cesare, is doing his best, and our Technomancer, Master Carius, is doing his best, and we will be with you as quickly as absolutely possible. Ladies and gentlemen, I am bringing to you Mistress Asa Torvalds to present Fair Mistlands to start our program.
Thank you, Lee. I beg your indulgence, my lord. A moment, please bear. You've asked of my homeland far, the colors I wear. It's long I've been traveling from this sunny clime, but her vision still stays by me through all of time. So now my thoughts turn again to foothills green, a sapphire bay and sun of jewel for a queen. Her fields full of gold and flowers, that blankets around, cradle of kingdom, fair Miss Anne. I was only 15 years old when I left my home. The wanderlust strong in me, our lands I would roam. But my road now grows weary, and I fain would lie 'neath the bay trees that crown her hills, and reach to the sky. So now my thoughts turn again to foothills a sapphire bay and sky, a jewel for a queen. Her fields full of golden flowers, that blanket and the high cradle of kingdom, fair Miss Brown. Though I passed through many realms, seen many grand sights, from canyons of rainbow hue to the far northern light. I'd trade all this splendor to once more be where the morning mist cloaks the earth in soft mystery. So now my thoughts turn again to foothills green, a sapphire bay and sky, a jewel for a queen. Her fields full of golden flowers, that blanket cloud, cradle of kingdom, fair midnight. Yes, I will come home again to where time began, cradle of kingdom, fair midnight. Thank you.
Thank you, Asa. Our next performer is Baroness Elsa Saxonkammer. Take it away, Elsa.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're great. Keep going.
The future held tight. I'm sorry, I'm getting that double.
So one of the issues that we're having, just so our audience is aware, the performers are getting an echo in their headsets that apparently is not coming out to you in the audience, but it's rather disconcerting to us. So we are doing our best. And again, thank you for your patience. And Elsa, if you can do this without hearing yourself, that would be my recommendation.
I'm trying to figure out which microphone I need on. Is this it? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, that is the correct microphone. Your camera is off.
There we go. The future held tight in their small grubby hands. The morning sun shines on the faces of the West's smallest heroes and all that they do, and the honor that each one embraces. I sing you the children, the West Kingdom's future. I sing you the spirit that makes their eyes glow. I sing you the chivalry, artistry, service. I sing you the peers of tomorrow. There's a little girl standing with spindle and wool, and the yarn that she'll show you is good. Will you stop to admire it or shoo her away? Will you nurture a laurel in bud? I sing you the children, the West Kingdom's future. I sing you the spirit that makes their eyes glow. I sing you the chivalry, artistry, service. I sing you the peers of tomorrow. There's a child at the gate in a tunic and trews, and you're not sure if this one's a boy or a girl, but a pelican chick hands you change with a smile and says, "Welcome, friend, into my world." I sing you the children, the West Kingdom's future. I sing you the spirit that makes their eyes glow. I sing you the chivalry, artistry, service. I sing you the peers of tomorrow. There's a brother and sister with boffers in hand, and they're playing crown tourney to see who's the best. And the little one strikes, and her big brother falls, then declares her the king of the West. He'll fight to defend anyone who is weak. She'll stand up to bullies because they are wrong. They'll both do what's right even when it is hard. Oh, the knights of tomorrow are strong. So I charge you, you big folk, the peers of today, will you find a small child and help them to grow? Will you tend to our future and show them the way? Will you foster the peers of tomorrow? I sing you the children, the West Kingdom's future. I sing you the spirit that makes their eyes glow. I sing you the chivalry, artistry, service. I sing you the peers of tomorrow. A moment. My second piece is called Sing to the Stars. Sing to the stars, fill up the night. The fires are blazing, the voices are bright. Old friends and new friends are gathered with me. Sing to the stars, let the music fly free. I hear a melody out on the wind, wrapping me gently and drawing me in, coaxing me into a song we can share. There's room for you, let your voice fill the air. Sing to the stars, fill up the night. The fires are blazing, the voices are bright. Old friends and new friends are gathered with me. Sing to the stars, let the music fly free. Send the notes dancing away through the night. Melodies bringing dark corners to light. Give us a moment, we'll give you a song. Give us 2 moments and you'll sing along. Sing to the stars, fill up the night. The fire is blazing, the voices are bright. Old friends and new friends are gathered with me. Sing to the stars, let the music fly free. Bring me the tune and I'll bring you the words. Raise them together so we can be heard. Music's a gift that we all pass around, crafting and shaping a welcoming sound. Sing to the stars, fill up the night. The fires are blazing, the voices are bright. Old friends and new friends are gathered with me. Sing to the stars, let the music fly free. Song in my hair, song in my heart. Joy is the place that the music will start. Gather it to me and let it all go. Music is shared so the music may grow. Sing to the stars, fill up the night. The fire is blazing, the voices are bright. Old friends and new friends are gathered with me. Sing to the stars, let the music fly free. Thank you.
Thank you, Elsa. Elsa was the 23rd Bard of the Mists. She served Prince Geoffrey and Princess Catherine, and Prince Titus and Princess Iona. She is going to be followed by Jarl Valgard Stonecleaver. He was the 9th Bard of the Mist, served Prince Chad and Princess Krista, and Prince Farron and Princess Aislinn. And we are fetching Val for you right now. Val has moved on to the other way. Valgard, welcome, and if you would please turn on your camera before you get going.
Hello, everybody. I am Valgard Stonecleaver, member of the Order of the Golden Branch, Knight, Viscount of the Mists, Count of the West. And I have been asked to do a few minutes, so I will go ahead and get going here. I'm often told how easy is my life, this being bard. Just write and sing 6 songs a year. Now, how can that be hard? They think that all I do is sing and get free tickets to the feast, but see, or what they sing at least, I spend as much time running as playing on my fife. Oh, isn't such an easy thing to live the bardic life. When I sang of Fleeg's senility, he seemed to get quite mad. Don't know why Martin's angry. The term greaseball's not so bad. I swear the knights who plague this realm just have no sense of humor. They brandished sword and axe and mace, and I've just heard a rumor that Duke Radnor's read that sonnet, which I last week wrote his wife. Oh, it isn't such an easy thing to live the bardic life. I don't worry too much about the wrath of the community, for I'm blessed with mighty Farron, and this thing he calls immunity. It doesn't matter if the tongues are outraged by me, since when they clamor for my head, well, I just send them to my prince. If they take his head off, well, folks, that's all right by me. Just slap that bugger in his grave. I'm his heir, you see. So, although it's often filled with suffering and strife, sometimes it ain't so bad a thing to live the bardic life. All right. Piece number 2 is from a long time ago. I think there are two people here who witnessed this. I hope I do it justice. Crying the cries of bloodthirsty battle, two armies stood there from 5 kingdoms gathered on the dry desert, called for their champions to come and do battle, called for their bravest, called and were answered. Maitenveld's army stepped a brave warrior, a duke of the desert. His far-reaching fame was won with the blood of many brave fighters. In battle he'd beaten with scarlet-stained sword, swung his mace mightily over his head, and called his opponent to stand forth and fight him. Whisper ran through the brave Western warriors, who here would face this fiercest of foes. Out of the ranks stepped a vision all golden, golden scales shining, golden star blazing. Walked the brave Viscount Rolf the Relentless, chief of the Roosthorpe, knight of the West. Otmana Bundir stood there and waited. Maitenveld Duke saluted him quickly, eager to fast begin with the fray. Slowly, flourish, the brave Viking Viscount returned his salute, black and gold mace flashing fierce in the sunlight, so that it seemed sure blinded would be the grim staring eyes of his brave desert foe. He signaled the marshals. The fighters began.
Yes, ma'am.
Maitenveld Duke charged forward with gusto, eager to fast begin with the fray. Shield met shield with a clap heard like thunder, as 2 mighty rams locked horns in combat. Again and again the Desert Duke charged, the spike of his mace tip seeking his foe's heart. Relentless Rolf met him, and firm stood his ground. He launched a fast-flying flurry of blows that could only be followed as a bright shining trail of gold in the air. At last, with a loud thud, steel met steel. Mace caved in helmet, and helm caved in skull, and the Duke of the Desert sank to the stands. As Rolf the Relentless raised up his mace, saluted the fallen. This did I see. For my third and final piece tonight, I was entered in a 3-word challenge for this evening, and so this afternoon around 4 o'clock, I received 3 random words, and I composed a short piece, I can hold it right there and see it, a Drottkavet, which is the hero's meter in Scandinavian Viking-era poetry. All-Father tasks us. We ask him not for anything. Many warriors fell in silence. Tell their fortunes. Fighters need not know their fates. Let's now hear the clashing leaf spears. Their long shafts sing of glory. Patrick, the tiger, that prince rules us. Praise for Sarah and fair Mistlands. And since I can't quiz the audience, my words were silence and leaf. Thank you very much for this opportunity to come back here to the Mists, where I spent really much of the best part of my SCA career. I miss and I love you all, Your Highnesses. Thank you very much for letting me be a part of your Bardic. Good night.
Okay, Meg, I'm telling you that it's time to move up to Bardic Circle 1 for yourself.
Thank you, Valgard, very much. Thank you for coming to us from the East Kingdom. We've missed you. And our next performer is going to be Mistress Margrethe Astrid Rahn. She was the 18th Bard of the Mist. She served Prince William and Princess Maren, and Prince Chad and Princess Athalesia. And she is going to be joining us in just a moment. There she is. Thank you very much, Meg, and the mic is yours.
Okay, thank you for that. So, everyone likes a drinking song, right? Crickets? Never mind. Singing by candlelight. This is a piece I wrote after listening to a certain Duke who I will not name, discussing how badly he lost a drinking game the previous night. It's called The Duke's Night Out. The Duke came home in a reek, his breath igniting a flame, ruddy of nose and cheek, stumbling down the lane. Parting we take no shame, drunk under table and all, sorrowfully borne the heralds mourn, answer the drunkard's call. And here's my cup to mend, just fill it with one more shot. Aye, yes, she was strong and the night it was long, but I paid as good as I got. Yeah, I gave as good as I got. Oh, dark and deep her soul, that chose that wretched game. I could not lift my goal, but I lost it all the same. All thought in me was slain, thrown out of tavern and all. Sorrowfully borne the heralds mourn, answer the drunkard's call. And here's my cup to mend, just fill it with one more shot. Aye, yes, she was strong, the night it was long, but I paid as good as I got. Yeah, I gave as good as I got. Now I've been prince and king, and have learned to show no fear, but never did loss so sting when she took what I hold most dear. She drank up the last of my beer. Wiser am I for a fall. Sorrowfully born, the herald's born, answer the drunkard's call. And here's my cup to mend, just fill it with one more shot. Aye, yes, she was strong, and the night it was long, but I paid as good as I got. Yeah, I gave as good as I got. My head is broken sore, my guts are knotted in pain, but I'll come to settle the score, my pride once more to gain. For surely she drinks again, again, for when there's plenty of wine, there will come to your aid this lusty maid. Let's get drunk one more time. And here's my cup to mend, just fill it with one more shot. Aye, yes, she was strong, and the night it was long, but I paid as good as I got. Yeah, I gave as good as I got. Did you get that? I'm getting no response. I have no
I've
idea.
been
Meg, you're doing beautifully.
being dropped off.
Thank you. So what is your second piece?
My second piece is one that was written by my mentor of many years, Siobhan Hessa. Most people are aware that she wrote To the West, which are ones, which they love very much. I'm very glad to see. But she also wrote one for Lacocque, which at the time was still a principality. So this is the Cross of the Silver Stars. Wild as a goose on wing, led by the humors within her breast, I will arise and singing, I will venture upon the quest. Over the lea and over the sea, destiny bound, high-hearted and free, following vision, summoning me to the Isle of the Ever-Blessed. It's horror, I'll find it all, know, though the finding carry me far. I belong to that golden isle, under the cross of the silver stars. I am a soul alone, yet will I reach that farther shore. There I shall touch my own kindred I never have met before. Linking our hands, our waters and lands, over the years that memory spans, building a realm that surely will stand as the isle of the ancient lore. It's horror, find it all, know that the finding carry me far. I belong to that golden isle, under the cross of the silver stars. Great as our land may seem, open and vast as an ocean still, greater must be our dreaming, that it sooner may be fulfilled. Here's parole, my heart and my soul, proud of my heart and vowed to the whole, that I may gain the greatest of goals, we see it as we have willed. It's horror, I'll find it all, know that the finding carry me far. I belong to that golden isle, under the cross of the silver stars.
Thank you, Meg. That was beautiful, and it's good to have you back. So our next performer is going to be Mistress Dorothea of Caermerthen. Dorothea was the 11th Bard of the Mists. She served
Okay.
Prince Douglas and
Dorothea,
Princess
you should be
Amanda,
moving up and into Bardic
Prince
circle.
Alfred and Princess Tyne. and she is going to be joining us momentarily.
Nara, you're on deck.
Dorothea, you need to turn your camera on, and then the mic is yours.
On. It was on and it just turned off. Okay, that's not me. I've got somebody in white veil who isn't me, 3 blank screens, and another thing that says Colin McLear.
Dorothea, at the bottom of your screen, there is a left-hand circle that says turn on camera. You need to click that.
Right, Dorothea is just starting now. Right after her, you go. You're next.
There's there's an image of a, no, there's an image of a microphone, but not of a camera. And I do, okay. Video, turn on camera. Okay.
Turn on camera. Beautiful.
But I don't know if it's beautiful, but I can see myself.
You are here. The mic is yours. Thank you for being with us, Dorothea.
Okay. Well, patience is a virtue. Let me pick up. Called King Penda and the Barrow White. Barrow White, brooding, baleful in darkness, clutching treasure close to his chest. Tomb his house, timbered over, turf its roof, rounded barrel, shadowed in doorway, shunned by man. Golden hoard heaped in darkness, cut garnets like combs of honey. Shining silver, swords and shields, birds on buckles, boars on helmets, hearts on rings, ravens on harp frame, all on Barrow White's body to glitter, cold and heavy, heads huddled close to wretched White till world's end. Penda rides forth on fiery stallion, Mercia's king, mighty ring giver, whose Thane who ruled 30 long years with I'm sorry, I'm going to get on my glasses. I'm not looking, period, anyway. Thane who ruled 30 long years with warband rides on road to Barrow. Starlight glints on gleaming helms. Reins in hand rides beside him Pada, the Christian, Penda's son. Sergeant riding says to the king, "Where, my lord, White in his barrow? Cold are his hands, keen his magic, spiteful his spells. Speedily falls the man who nears him to night unending." Penda answered, "Icklinga's lord, need drives us tonight with speed to ride this road from river to hall. White that watches, wan in shadow, may tempt, if he dares, the temper of Penda." Band rides on road to Barrow. Starlight shines on shivering horses. Penda speaks to Pada, his son. "Kings of our line late were buried in Barrow's embrace. What beast now shuffles in shadow, sheltered in Barrow, preying on horde of proud kings? What say your priests, Prudence and Elzel?" Pada answers, Penda's son. "Pride is called the principal sin. Out of it grow greed and envy, anger and lust, and lazy sloth, and all sin else. Those old kings were laid on hoard heaped in Barrow. Age upon age their old sin poisoned the flame. Passion and hate brooded malice bred in the air. Like frog spawn, the spirit of greed, solid shape in sheltered Barrow. Starlight shines on stone pillars, Barrow's doorway dark under mound. shadowy shape like sharpened blade. Long have I waited to lead you here. Weary riders shall rest in barrow. Cold be hand and heart and bone, and cold be sleep under slab of stone. Through fading of sun and fall of moon, still shall you sleep in stony bed. Frightened horses freeze in their tracks. Men stand still as stone pillars, spirits sinking, their still-bound feet fast against road as roots of tree. Virtuous Pada invokes the Lord, signs with the cross. Christ be our shield from hell-born prince, proud and deadly. Save our souls into safe harbor. Help us, Mary, Michael, and John. Panda calls, king of the merchant. Is the tale true, told by my son? The thing you are, am I to be? Penda am I, Pibba's son, Creoda's son, seed of Kinnewol, Kneba's son, the same who was heir to Echo the king, who came over sea to rule all Angles. Eomar's son, Angelfeo's son, Offa's son, Wermund's son, Wishtlag's son, Woden's son. Are you one of these? If king of Angles, you're kin of mine, root of my branch. Royal grandson and great grandson should grandfather kill? If not, you keep a king's tomb. Living lord in land had never stranger doorward for stony hall. The gold you guard is the gift of kings. Do still your duty, dead man's thane. Take and keep this coin for your service. Twined gold he twists from his finger, royal ransom, ring well fashioned, flings it away like flight of beetle, merry Maychafer in morning sun, glowing like lead, gleaming through darkness, behind white's back in barrow it falls. Wraith after ring, wriggles like snake, scuttles like spider, bell snaps like rotten rock. Riders in haste ride out of range on road to hall. Starlight mantles men and horses, weapons and war gear. White sinks downward. Royal ring giver rides from barrow. Penda the king has passed into me. Off now. Put your button next.
Your Highnesses, called your bards, roused to action, not to battle but to screen, hearts full, joyous to be heard again, gladly in this magic circle. Hear your belled and gilded branches, our voices raised in your service. This song I wrote. There was a Bardic class right next to a dance class at an arts and sciences competition. And we found that because the music and the dancers were very much in proximity, that we couldn't really concentrate on our Bardic arts. So We watched the dancers and listened to the music. The piece was called Fiamma d'Amore. And then we started, I'm afraid I started filking it. So this is what you get. Instead of Fiamma d'Amore, which is the fires of love, you get Puntara d'Amore, the bite of love. We're not afraid of Vikings, we're not afraid of Huns, but oh, those darned mosquitoes, oh, they're the nasty ones. They follow us in morning, they follow us at night, and anytime we're dancing because we're wearing tights. The flame of love, we dance all night while the mosquitoes bite. We're not concerned with sneezing, we're not concerned with cough, but as soon as we start itching, we need our can of off. This is no Roman villa with dust instead of tile. Mosquitoes are all bloated on virus of the Nile. You think that we are dancing when leaping in the air, but we're really goosed by mosquitoes upon the derriere. The flame of love, we dance at night while the mosquitoes bite. You think we're light of spirit while dancing in the dell. With all the blood we're losing, we're light as head as well. The moral of the story is sad, but it is true. You'll always leap much higher when mosquitoes are biting you. The flame of love, you dance all night while the mosquitoes bite. Thank you.
You're on mute, Cesare.
Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. All right. So, Sir John Theophilus, 19th Order of the Golden Branch, for Prince Hans and Princess Sierra, Prince Thorfinn, and Princess Sinswith. There we go. Thank you very much. Have a good time.
Have a good time, he says. We always have a good time when we're gathered together. We pass time with good company, although not enough these days. So I start with a toast to you and a tiny correction. It's Kinswith, Duchess Kinswith. And Thorfinn the Cruel, who had his hair cut after he died in his reign. But, as someone else has noted, one of the great bards of the West and of the Mists, who has passed beyond our game, was Mistress Siobhan Nehesa. And she wrote a song for the next principality over, which is, of course, Sinagua. I was once asked by a princess of the Mists, who shall remain nameless for the purpose of the story, to perform that song on kazoo, so I of course did so. So for our princess, I present that song to you. Sans kazoo, Black Swan Rises, Siobhan Nehesa. We came strangers to this land with nothing but our will. Our hands were open and deeds were put therein. Stone surrendered to our skill, sweat made barons yield our fill. We wrought in ice and fire a home to win. Now the black swan rises and she spreads her wings o'er the hearts of heroes and the halls of kings. By the valley's richness, by the mountains' snow, this is our Sinagua, we have made it so. Blood and spirit bind us to the hills and to the soil. Our hands are open to do and just not and try. Faint heart never won the spoil, boldness makes the cauldron boil. We'll feast with fate and dare her to reply. Now the black swan rises and she spreads her wings o'er the hearts of heroes and the halls of kings. By the valley's richness, by the mountain's snow, this is our Sonagua, we have made it so. Welcome strangers to our home, the feasting table's laid. Our hands are open to all who's come as friends. Share our pride in what we've made, but come not with the foeman's blade, for what the swan has built, the swan defends. Now the black swan rises and she spreads her wings o'er the hearts of heroes and the halls of kings. By the valley's richness, by the mountain's snow, this is our Sonagua, we have made it so. This is our Sonagua, we have made it so. Black Swan Rising, Siobhan Nahesa, who also wrote, of course, the wonderful song that was sung earlier about Australia, Lokak. For my next piece, I present a farcical piece. It is a parody of an earlier song, a wonderful song. Baldwin of Erebor did an amazing song called The Burden of the Crown, and I advise you to seek it out. I'm not going to sing it tonight. I am going to sing Sir Wheaton of Crowensdale's take on The Burden of the Crown, called The Fixing of the Burden of the Crown, or Why a Fighter Lives in Fear. The Fixing of the Burden of the Crown. The battlefield is silent, the dead have all gone home. I may have won the tourney, but I will not sit the throne. This tree won't stop its rustling, there's nettles all around. I don't want to mess with the burden of the crown. The first round was too easy. He tripped upon his sword. He stumbled in a hole and knocked himself out cold. The second round was worse. He died of COVID. Well, I think that it might have been my lady who sent them off to loser circle. The third round was a toughie. He actually threw a blow. I tried to block it with my helm, but he threw it far too low. Was then his armor blew up. I won another fight. I was wondering why my lady brought that box of dynamite. The fourth round was quite different. And on Tyrion Lord, when the marshals cried, "Have at!" I was still picking up my shield. This berserker rushed right at me. I couldn't say a word. But then he tripped upon a rock, and by my sword was gored. The fifth I got a bye, and likewise so the sixth. I didn't ask any questions, because by then I thought it fixed. Oh, it's really quite amazing. I hadn't thrown a blow. Oh, mighty is the power of a woman who wants the throne. The semis went by quickly. 2 dukes, they died of gout. At the third, I looked suspiciously, but he looked hearty, hale, and stout. But then there was that flash and that horrible, sickening zot. I'm never going to ask her how the lightning hit that spot. And now the day is ended, and they want to crown me prince. My lady is quite happy, but the thought just makes me wince. So I ran across the field and hid up in this tree. I pray that now she's happy, and she will let me be. Perhaps a slightly different view of the crown, but not an unhumorous view. So I'd like to present one final song. And this is actually another song from Siobhan Nahesa. from another event long ago. It is to a very period tune, and if you recognize it and want to sing along, please do. But if not, here it is. Drink with Dina, Mistress Siobhan Nahesa. By the way, if you want these songs, these are available either from the Kate Songbook or you can find them in Boffo's Basic Bardic, which I still have a few copies of. Kate Songbook is online if you look for that specifically. Kate Songbook. College of St. Catherine's, may you rise again. You got a drink, now's a good time to drink it. Welcome, welcome, Bacchus, welcome here, great among the barrels. Grant us all of drinking's joys. Shield us from its perils. Drink with Dina, Bonnie Dina, Dina famed in fable. Only if you really love the floor under the table. Let the wine and spirits flow, free as any river. Who among us, after all, really needs a liver? Drink with Dina, Bonnie Dina, Dina famed in fable. Only if you really love the floor under the table. She can dance and she can sing. She can play tablero. She could tempt an anchorite from the straight and narrow. Hardy knights, it may behoove you to take a warning, lest upon the rushes you come to in the morning. Drink with Dina, Bonnie Dina, Dina famed in fable. Only if you really love the floor under the table. Stories of the saints are told, teach us to live giving. Dina tales are passed along, teach us to love living. There's a keg that might be full, sitting on the pantry shelf. If you want more of this song, you must sing it for yourself. Drink with Dina, Bonnie Dina, Dina famed in fable. Only if you truly love the floor under the table. Thank you for your forbearance, and to all my dear friends and unmet dear friends. Toss hail, drink hail, until we meet again.
And thank you, Sir John. Now we're going to bring Leofwin, Mistress Leofwin, to our party here in just a second. There we are.
Here I am.
Now, Mistress Leofwin, you were the 20th and the 33rd.
Mm-hmm.
So you were the 20th with Prince Brion and Princess Shaina and Prince Parlin and Princess
Arianwin.
Arianwin. God, my Welsh goes out the window.
So Brian and Shahina and Arianwin and Parlin, yes.
And so 33 for Jeffrey and Catherine and Kolsog and Princess Katla.
Yes.
All
yes,
right.
and as a bonus, Arianwin has been my best friend since I was 13, so it was great being her bard. But
Well,
I have a few pieces to do tonight. And the first one is with apologies to Gordon Sumner, or maybe no apologies. The Heart Citadel. In fields of gold we walked in sunshine bright. Those fields where as a child I once had played. We shared companionship, our shared companionship brought such delight. We wished our love to ever be displayed. Our citadel within a day was made. We were happy then within our home, until in countries far I wished to roam. I went to fight with warrior's vision, a battle fierce invented in my head, and that was cause for this sad division. You thought or even wished that I was dead. Now I have returned, yet I fear to tread upon the ground where once we pledged our faith. Our flag of truth seems but a tattered wraith. Our fortress bright is now a prison keep, yet still it is your home, no longer mine. And where bright flowers grew, a moat dug deep encircles you, and holds you there, a fine, too dear in cost, and yet I can divine. You are this sentence now prepared to pay. I built this prison when I went away. I have this fortress built around your heart, encircled you with fences and desire, intending only shelter from the start. To keep you in, it seems, I did aspire. I wished to build a bridge, to span the mire. For this deep chasm I cannot cross nor fill, nor broker peace, lest by your grace and will. This is the home we built and both held dear. I recognize the fields where I once played. I have to halt my footsteps in my fear of walking into traps I since have laid, to see the war from love that I have made. To free your heart, to cross, is my desire, to come and set the battlements on fire. The next poem I have was commissioned by Ebony Kunslayer and seems to speak to this time we are in. When day grows old and light begins to wane, I seek a place to lay my head and rest, to count what loss the day has brought, what gain, before I once again take up my quest. My shoulders bend beneath my heavy load, my pace is slower with each mile passed, and I, though weary, wander down my road, though shadows grow and day is fading fast. Then round a bend the road runs to a field, where banners fly above Pavilion Peak. There knights upon the grass with sword and shield did with their skill in combat honor seek. I make my way to stand beside the lists, and tied to see the last combatant fall, to see the victor bend and grab his wrists, embrace his foe, now friend, before us all. Then from the crowd there swells a mighty cheer. I find I raise my voice to join with theirs. The king and queen make merry and draw near, in joy to gather all and name their heirs. I turn to leave, but ere my path I claim, to enter shadow and go forth alone, I find myself made welcome, called by name, and given room to sit beside the throne. My heavy burdens now I set aside. A loaf of bread is broken to be shared. A cup of wine is brought and placed beside, and inquiries are made as how I fared. A fire is kindled and the harp is strung, and soon the harp is passed from each to each, and thus a tale is told, or song is sung, or day's events new cast in pleasant speech. I pause and hesitate to sing my song. I fear with woven words to raise my voice, but welcome given makes my spirit strong, and heartens me when time comes for the choice. The revels held upon the grass that night give tongue to joy beneath the midnight sky, where dance and friendship edge the dark with light. Not lonely I, for kith and kin are nigh. When day grows old and light begins to wane, and called am I to pack my things and roam, I fear not loss and sorrow, those remain, that in my journey lie my hearth and home. And I hope we journey back to that place where we can gather again. And this is my last piece for tonight, aside for my 3 words from my hat later. And this was a step down piece for the second time I was Bard of the Mist. I sing to you now of a mist-covered land, rising beside the deep dreaming sea. I sing to you now of wordsmiths and thanes, of what has been and someday shall be. My voice is my own, it has also been yours, to speak of deeds both seen and unseen, to hail the warriors returning from war, to sing of their swordplay with bright edges keen. An acorn I once was, in Darkwood lands, in tourney and war I've wielded a sword. This year past 7 colors I've worn, to strive for my people with breath and with word. My staff I surrender, my cloak I return, no longer your bard in fealty shall be. Another comes after, and I will become a golden branch on this vast poet's tree. Dear misfolk, I call you, please add to my song, Weave your own words and speak them aloud, for yours are the tales that I long to hear. Yours are the voices that make our land proud. Thank you.
And that was Mistress Leofwin, who, without whose help, none of this would be happening. Yay for helpers. Right? Now, welcoming to our group, the lovely Madame Ghislaine d'Auxerre, 28th of the Order of the Golden Branch, with Prince Rorik. And how did you say her name, Princess?
Ciela.
Ciela, okay. I looked that up 3 or 4 times. Prince Alfar and Princess Letitia. Thank you much for being here.
Thank you much. Shall I begin?
Go right ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, hi. I actually have 3 pieces I wish to present this evening. And the first one is a piece I wrote as an invocation for Miss Coronet back in 2009. And it's simply entitled Just Another Day. It's just a piece of metal. It's just a plank of wood. There's no magic in them that would fight evil or instill good. It's just another grassy field like any other that's around. A great battle wasn't fought here. Where you stand's not holy ground. The reasons why you fight this day, I won't pretend to know them all. Only you can truly say why you answered the tourney's call. Nor will I presume to tell you of what your goal must truly be, for that is something which only you and your consort can agree. The most that I can say, which I claim to be my right, is that you must hold yourself truly worthy of the fight. That does not mean just on this field, though without saying that should go, but how you treat your fellow man, be them friend, be them foe. And if you win, then your brow will bear silver wrought on of more than jeweler's craft. They are the coronets of the mists, symbols of our future and our past. How you choose to act this day is how you choose to be perceived. Or when you sit there, ne'er forget, rule, because they believe. My second piece is a piece I wrote as Bard of the Mists, and it is the stepping up piece for Rorik and Ciela. It is entitled Thunder and Lightning. Gentle are the mist that falls, and soft the grass upon the hill. Lapping waters with sultan breeze brings a troubled mind to still. Within these borders you will find chivalry, art, and service stand in harmony and cared for by those who are worthy of this land. A prince of mighty build and strength, and with a booming laugh for all, but stormy eyes and darkened brow for when to war must answer call. His great sword does he take in hand, but alone he does not face the clash, for as both man and nature know, before the rumble comes a flash. Our gentle princess, do you see, a noble maid of beauty rare? She does possess a quiet strength, and mark now what you say with care. With joy her eyes do flash with laughter, then with anger at any who would dare to threaten her people's happiness, or lay her land waste and bare. So when you come before the thrones of the mists, do so with humility and respect. Of course, within a land of songs and kings, you'll get the welcome you'd expect. So enjoy the hospitalities of this realm, but ne'er forget, lest you be thought a fool. For here within the fair mist lands is where the thunder and the lightning rule. And my lords and ladies, my third piece, this is a piece that means quite a deal to me. I did not write this. This was actually written about 35 years ago by Mistress Tangwistel Vermorgen. And it was a piece I learned when I was in Caid and actually competed with it for the very first time. I mean, it was the first time I competed, period, in Bardic, and this was the piece I chose. And I presented it to the Crown of Caid at that time and won. But the king of Caid at the time was Gar, Earl Sir Gar of Loch Cran, who has now just been made Baron of Tarnmist. But, well, so this piece I go ahead and dedicate to him, who was the inspiration for me presenting it that day. Again, the piece is by Mistress Tangwistel. It is called The Herald's Farewell. They brought the news a moment past. My king in battle slain. And I, your herald, am left behind with those who must remain. Yes, I, whoever went ahead to make your presence known, now cannot even follow to that place where you have gone. Since you were crowned, I was your voice in times both good and ill. Before this battle, I it was who told them of your will. I spoke your words to friend and foe upon this bloody plain. And now they bring me bitter news, my king, in battle slain. And when you come to judgment now, who will announce your name? Who will proclaim your titles there and all your deeds of fame? In court and hall, in far-off lands, in rights of peace and war, this is the first time of them all I have not gone before. Well, perhaps this one last service is not but a waste of breath, for they say the honors of this life mean nothing after death. But I, on earth, will raise a shout to make the heavens ring, and let God know he comes before the presence of my king. Thank you so very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a pleasure. Please enjoy the next competitors coming up. And again, Cesare, thank you so very much for being the MC for all of this.
Thank you for coming and playing with us. All right. Next will be my predecessor, Stone the Scald, who is 38th Order of the Golden Branch, for Prince James and Princess Margaret, Prince Ulfer, and Princess Theory. Hello, Stone. I will leave this to you.
Thank you, sir. The piece I have is specifically a piece that was inspired by watching Sir Patrick win the list on that very day when he became our crown, when he became the Lord of the Mists. It's a piece I wrote to a tune that's I'd say fairly well known, 16 tons. Excuse me a moment to close the door so that ambient noise is gone. Some people say a man is made out of mud, a prince is made out of muscle and blood and faith that's strong, by will and blade be remembered in song. Step to the list, get the sword, salutes are made and oaths are roared, but they'll be down and vanquished clean, 'cause they got beat by the blades of green. If you see him coming, you better step aside. A lot of men didn't, a lot of men died. He's got one fist of iron, the other steel, and if the right one don't get you, then the left one will. Step to the list, get the sword, salutes are made and oaths are roared. But they'll be down and vanquished clean, 'cause they got beat by the blades of green. Step to the list, get the sword, salutes are made and oaths are roared. But they'll be down and vanquished clean, 'cause they got beat by the blade of green. Those might be.
Thank you very much. All right, and now Master Juan Santiago. Fine. Oh, okay. Time to go away. Sorry, he's on the very bottom of the list.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. And Mr. Juan Santiago, Master Juan Santiago, 24th Golden Branch Bard, Prince Leothoth and Princess Quentin,
Quentin. Yes.
and Dimitri and Hana.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. And I will leave it to you.
All right. So, as it turns out, not just within, well, mundane law, as a magician, I am required to do a card trick, but also within kingdom law. Now, I have here a bunch of cards, and it's interesting to know their history to a certain extent. Most people believe that our modern deck evolved, if you will, from tarot, but the truth is they share a parallel evolution. Nevertheless, the symbology is very important and is there. Hearts representing cups, spades representing swords, clubs representing wands, and diamonds representing coins. I'm going to take just 4 cards here. Just 4. These 4 are the 4 queens. And I need help from 2 people. Now, I am watching over here in the chat, although it seems to be a few moments behind me in time. I need 2 people to just say that they would like to help. So please show me your names there, and I will select a couple of people at random. This might take a moment just for the delay. In the meantime, what I will tell you is that these 4 cards are the 4 queens. And that means that we know a couple of things. We know that there are 2 red queens and 2 black queens. The red queens being hearts and diamonds, the black queens being clubs and spades. Do I see anyone in the chat? Well, okay, we'll go with Lewis. I see Lewis there. So, Lewis, I'm going to ask you the first question. I should say Sir Colin, pardon me. Sir Colin, I'm going to ask you the first question. I'm going to reach in and pull out 2 queens. These 2 queens are either the black queens or the red queens. And I would like you to tell me, are they black or are they red? You can tell me in the chat, or if you come in and I can hear you, either way. Something along those lines. I'm looking to the chat. Are these the black queens or the red queens? It is taking a moment, folks. I hope that we'll be patient there. The second person I'm going to say will be Christine, so be ready to answer another question. But your question will be based on the answer that Sir Colin gives me. Black queens or red queens? We're taking a bit of time. Yeah, here we go. He's going to answer in the chat. Are these the black queens that I pulled out or the red queens? I was not expecting quite so much delay here, but we'll be okay. That'll be just fine. The black queens. You are absolutely right. These are the black queens. And I don't need them anymore. So we throw them away. Now, I'm going to do something next, Christine. This question is going to be for you. I'm going to pull out one of the two red queens that's left and turn it upside down and stick it back into the deck. And I want you to tell me, Christine, was that the Queen of Hearts or the Queen of Diamonds that I turned around? Go ahead and tell me in the chat there real quick, and then we will go ahead and move to the next part of this. Was that the Queen of Hearts or the Queen of Diamonds that I turned face up in this little packet? Again, just a moment in the chat and we'll be there. Ah, she says it was the Queen of Diamonds. You know what, Christine? Again, you're absolutely right. That's wonderful. Now, here's the result of that. You see, there is just one queen reversed in this little package, the Queen of Diamonds. But I knew that we were going to end up on the Queen of Diamonds. I knew it before this whole thing began. To prove to you that I knew it, I took the Queen from an entirely different deck. Not only did I do that, I was so sure that we were going to end up on the Queen of Diamonds that I didn't bring any other queens at all. My lords and ladies, thank you very much for your time, and I hope that you continue to enjoy all of the bards that we have here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry about the delay. Okay, I need to hear it.
Next is her Sakona Katla Loki Ulfasdottir, 35th Golden Branch Bard, Prince Keen and Princess Catherine, and Prince Jeffrey and the other Princess Catherine.
Yay!
Thank you very much and enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much. The first thing I'm going to do is one that I wrote for the first time I competed for Bard of the West. It's been many years now. It's called The Western Rose, and the song and the words by me. So I wear this crown of silver, and the colors gold and green, and I'll reign here as your lady, and be thankful I'm your queen. For you've given me a kingdom, and I've given you my oath. I will be your friend and consort, I will be the Western Rose. I remember the excitement, apprehension, and the fear as you rose up through the list as the finals were drawing near. I had given you my favor to carry on your way till you wreathed my head with roses, for your sword had won the day. So I'll wear this crown of silver and the colors gold and green, and I'll reign here as your lady and be thankful I'm your queen. For you've given me a kingdom and I've given you my oath. I will be your friend and consort, I will be the Western Rose. My household and my family stand beside me as I reign. And they've given their support to me, and they never have complained. For they know the mighty honor you have given me, my friend, to stay and reign beside you, your companion to the end. So I wear this crown of silver and the colors gold and green, and I'll reign here as your lady and be thankful I'm your queen. For you've given me a kingdom, and I've given you my oath. I will is not who wears the crown, but how the crown was won. A tarnished reign is shadowed in beneath the brightest sun. I know not if you'll win this day, but this one thing I do know. In winning or in losing, your honor may be shown. The crown above the western throne are treasures that we see. Your honor is the greatest gift that you can offer me. Yes, the crown of the western throne are things for which we strive, but nobler still is the honor shown, whether you live or die. Thank you very much. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you. All right. And next is the auspicious Duke Frederick of Holland, who was the 9th Golden Branch and the 28th Golden Branch. So the 9th for Prince Dalgard and Princess Megan, Prince Fabian and Princess Roswitha, and the 28th were Prince Leotolf, Prince Julian, Prince Mark, and Princess Patricia. And Duke Frederick, it's all about you. Thank you and have a good time.
Well, as a Bard of the Mist, it's not all about me. It's all about the prince and princess, really. And I had the pleasure to be the Bard for Prince Leotolf, who gave me a command. He said, I want you to write a song. I said, okay, what do you want? And he said, there's one of my subjects who's always wanted a song, and I'm going to give it to him. So I want you to write a song about Master Corwin Arianad. And I said, cool. And Leotolf said, he wants one that's like a Callantir song, doom, gloom, everybody dies. And I said, I'm not sure I can write one of those, but I'll try. And it turned out, no, it wasn't one of those. So this is what I did do. Master yearns for song of battle fame, a song that men will sing and know his name, a Callan song of combat fierce and doom, of causes lost and honor's bloody bloom. Upon the field the master bends an eye to seek a chance for fame come do or die. But fickle fate, who rules both gods and man, doth intervene whene'er he finds a plan. Ride, master, ride, from the mountains to the waterside, o'er the meadow, through the town, seeking always true renown. A call for Duke to yield midst roiling dust. A friendly spearman spoils with deadly thrust. He sees where one quick charge would ruin wreak, but fails because his comrade's will is weak. The capture of a queen's worth more than gold, but as he moves to do so, he hears hold, and so from war to war he travels on, in search of deeds deemed worthy of a song. Ride, Corwin, ride, from the mountains to the waterside, o'er the meadow, through the town, seeking always true renown. But in the halls of kings his voice is heard, and to their great advantage is his word. In council or in camp he'll tell a tale, and with much wisdom listeners regale. Upon the field all know his courtesy, alike his teaching given with hand free, advancing all with keen eye for the fight, be squire or man at arms or belted knight. Ride, Corwin, ride, from the mountains to the waterside, o'er the meadow, through the town, bearing always true renown. It has been said what's reaped is what is sown, and fame is fickle but not so renowned. We all know those whose fame is inner glow, and princes bid their bards this fame to show. Ride, Corwin, ride, from the mountains to the waterside, o'er the meadow, through the town, paragon of true renown. Ride, Corwin, ride, from the mountains to the waterside, o'er the meadow, through the town, paragon of true renown. And for my second piece, I'm going to do one that is one of my favorites, and which unfortunately remains perfectly topical. Round the city of light where it always is day, we have built a strong wall to keep darkness at bay. City of light, there are shadows. So we strive every day to defeat the black night and to cast out the dark from the city of light. Still the city of light harbors shadows. Oh, the servants of dark are a shape-shifting lot. They may seem like us, but we know that they're not. In the city of light they cast shadows. Oh, look, he casts a shadow, so raise up a shout. Though he's done nothing yet, still we must cast him out. from the city of light to the shadows. We have shackled him fast and dragged him to the gate. But now we look down, and oh, horrible fate! In the city of light we cast shadows. So if we rush to judgment of neighbor or peer, then we will become what we rightfully fear, and the city of light fall to shadows. But hold our faith fast and defend what is right, and with every deed build the great city of light. Then we never will have to fear shadows. No, we never will have to fear shadows. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Frederick. Thank you very much for being here.
And now I will leave this room.
And where is he? There he is. Our next performer is Maestro Alessandro Cantori, the 17th member of the Order of the Golden Branch, Prince Helmut and Princess Lydia, Prince Richard and Princess Corinne?
Princess Corinne, yes.
Corinne, okay.
Indeed.
All
Thank
right.
you, Cesare.
You're welcome. I will leave this with you, and thank you.
Very well. So, my lords and ladies, I am Alessandro, and I have a couple of pieces for you here today. I have heard it said, even if only it's by me, that it would not be a Miss Bardic without a little bit of Jolland, and so I always like to step in to fill this need. This piece is called Clear or Cloudy, and those of you who occasionally may watch the show put together by Mistress Tulia and by Sir Helga might recognize this tune. Clear or cloudy, sweet as April showering, smooth or frowning, so is her face to me. Pleased or smiling, like mild May or flowering, with skies blue silk and meadows carpets. Her speech has notes like that light bird that singeth, who thought all sweet, yet jarring notes outringeth. Her speech has notes like that light bird that singeth, who thought all sweet, yet jarring notes outringeth. Her grace like June, when earth and trees be trimmed in best attire of complete beauty's height. Her love again, like summer's days, be dimmed with little clouds of doubtful constant faith. Her trust, her doubt, like rain and heat in skies, gently thundering, she lightning to mine eyes. Her trust, her doubt, like rain and heat in skies, gently thundering, she lightning to mine eyes. Sweet summer spring that breathes life and growing in weeds and into healing herbs and flowers, and seeds of service, divers sorts in sowing, some haply seeming and some being yours. Rain on your herbs and flowers that truly serve, and let your weeds lack dew and duly starve. Rain on your herbs and flowers that duly serve, and let your weeds lack dew and duly starve. Thank you. Goodness.
I did another piece. Giant sleeves can be a bit of a problem. Pardon me. But during my year as the Bard of the Mists, I wrote a piece for the invocation of the second Coronet tournament that I was Bard for. I had one piece written, but our camping site was quite close to the ocean. And on Friday evening, the fog rolled in, and with the fires lighting being the only light in camp, the fog enveloped all of the tents and all of the pavilions around the Eric, and it was really quite a sight. And this inspired me, and before I went to bed that evening, I wrote this piece. We gather once again for attorneys meet, to guard the Lord and Lady for the mists entreat, to find the principality till springtime sweet. Let honor guide your soul. Your consort may be at your side to see today, or even if they think of you from far away, wearing your favor in it faith to stay. Let honor guide your soul. Your 50th tourney or your first expose, from Leon's cry to the finals close, fighting for the tourney or but for a rose. Let honor guide your soul. Our princess knows her sword, her inspiration leads. Our prince who has the chain of our chivalrous creed. Someone in the gallery may write of your deeds. Let honor guide your soul. Only you may know how your sword may fly. Only you may know your armors qualify. Facing friend or stranger, in courtesy rely. Let honor guide your soul. When the night has fallen black in starry sky, the cold breeze is blowing off the ocean tide. Look back on the tourney and yourself confide. Let honor guide your soul. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for the opportunity to perform for you this evening. It's been a lot of fun. Back over to you, Bard Cesare.
Thank you very much. And yeah, the big sleeves kind of get in the way, don't they?
Yes, they certainly do.
All right. Well, thank you for performing, and hope to hear you sing again soon. Wonderful lute playing. Instrument I want to learn, but I have enough already. All right. And next to our group, we're going to welcome Ivane.
Ebony.
Ebony?
Right.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I am well.
That is good. Now, so you are the 13th Order of the Golden Branch, Prince Michael and Princess Wander, and Prince Kido, and Princess Marjorie. I'll see.
Correct.
My Japanese is better than my other. All right. Thank you very much, and have a good time.
I guess you are. Here I go. So the first piece I'm going to do is a piece I wrote as Bard of the Mists as a war piece for the Principality. Ye foemen of the Mistlands, beware what will befall. Your hour has come to join the hosts of great Valhalla Hall. Ye face no warriors doughty, and I swear you'll rue the day you came unto this battle when you joined us in this fray. You meet no warriors mighty with shields strong and weapons keen. Our archers skilled will break your ranks. They'll send you deadly sting. We'll drive you back each step you take until you step no more. For we'll not stop till you are dead or on our land no more. When foemen of the Mistlands are ready thee to die, for you will kill and ravens will pluck out your open eye. The wolves will feast upon you, for no kin your bones will claim. For all who'd come to claim you now lay dead upon this plain. Ye foemen of the mist lands, beware what you will fall. Your hour has come to join the hosts of great Valhalla Hall. Ye face no warriors doughty, and I swear you'll rule the day. Ye came unto this battle when ye joined us in this fray. So that's my first piece. The next one is a little more contemporary. It is a filk to Men of Canberra. What's the use in going shopping? Hordes of people crowding, stopping by your face. No mask on, coughing, virus overload. What's the use of keeping distance? No one else likes your persistence. This is now our new existence. Better far is home. Home's the place I go now. Home's where all alone now. Lock the door forevermore and bake along with Britain chefs on show now. None will hire us due to virus. Staying home is so much more desirous. Social angst will overtire us if from here we roam. Sporting venues will now shutter. Concert tour hopes all will gutter. Stay at home gives time to putter. Pull up all your weeds. Paint that room, clean out the closet. You have chores to do, I'll pause it. Dump your hoard, go on, just toss it. Grow your food from seeds. Till this plague is over, I'll not be a rover. I'll stay home, peruse the tome, and keep my body safe from a takeover. Long siege antics, cause I'm frantic. Cruises are the latest flu Titanic. Go ahead, call me pedantic. I am staying home. And then for my last piece, I'm going to do one that I actually wrote for the Bard of the West competition this year. It was the Write the Piece on Site piece, which was to tell me of the light was the topic. And this one is called Keeper of the Light. When I was a young girl asleep in my bed, I'd call out in terror from dreams filled with dread. My mom came to hold me, my nightmares to ease. In the darkness she'd find me, and her words were these: you can find the light when it's dark. Don't lose faith, you will see. Morning sun is bright in your heart. Look inside, trust in me. Keep it alight. When news of intruders was brought to our ears, and war came and Dad left, I cried many tears. My mom worked to feed us and keep us from harm. In the evening she'd hold me and sing me her charm. You can find the light when it's dark. Don't lose faith, you will see. Morning sun is bright in your heart. Look inside, trust in me. Keep of the light. Come back from battle, my dad's not the same. His anger came quickly, no heart for a game. My mom reached to hold him, he pushed her away. She still stood beside him, and I heard her say, you can find the light when it's dark. Don't lose faith, you will see. Morning sun is bright in your heart. Look inside, trust in me. Keep the light. Now a minstrel I travel on many roads far, and I spin tales for silver in markets and bar. I sing of adventures and friendship's sweet balm, but if sadness fills them, I sing like my mom. You can find the light when it's dark. Don't lose faith, you will see. Morning sun is bright in your heart. Look inside, trust in me. Keeper of the light. My mom now has left us for roads I can't take. With sorrow and longing, my peace I must make. I still hear her voice, she is singing through me. For those who can't see, you can find the light when it's dark. Don't lose faith, you will see. Morning sun is bright in your heart. Look inside, trust in me. You can be the light when it's dark. Don't lose faith, you will see. Morning sun is bright in your heart. Look inside, trust in me. Keepers of the light. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, that was good. I like singing. Okay, so for the next, Sir Colin. Where is Sir Colin? There he is. Ah, yes, the lovely Sir Colin McLear, the 22nd of the Order of the Golden Branch, Princess Bryn and Prince Brand, Prince Dimitri and Prince Yamina, sorry, and the one who got me in trouble.
My fault, you say?
Everybody said, there's a guest you have to perform for children. And everybody said, no one will ever make you do it. No one remembers, except for the bard with all the kids, okay? But we'll forgive you. All right, are you ready, good sir?
Sure thing. Sure.
Right, thank you. Have a good.
Thank you. There was, or was there, not here, not elsewhere, an old woman from Caraman. And who loved her? No man. A comb of wood inside her purse, on her gray locks a curse. She walked to the town in a pistachio gown, and a veil the color of aubergine. Into the spice market she went, over the grocer she leant, and she said, do you have pepper, both black and red, and the root that burns like a flame? For whom do you want the same? She answered with disdain. For her whom they call the beauty of our time, whose brow is as graceful of line as the moon's crescent in the month of Shaban. Her cheeks, two apples from the gardens of Sham, her lashes, a flourish of the calligrapher's quill, her eyes wide as those of the gazelle, her lips soft as the cotton ball, her teeth pearls set in coral, her nose curved as the sultan's scimitar, her neck long and slim as the candelabra. The parting of her breasts wide as the road, her belly soft as the risen dough, her navel deep as a coffee cup. Where can I find her? Shouted the grocer. Don a turban of wide lavender, fill your pockets with gold and silver, ride a horse full-blooded and dapper. Go down into the passageway hung with silks bright and gay, then sound the bell, you'll hear its knell. When you see the serving girl the color of slate, bearing on her head a round silver plate, hurry! Run, go after her. And how that poor grocer man after the servant ran. He came to a palace yard, paved with marble shards. He stood beside a pool, where golden fish swam in water cool. A feast was brought before him on a polished tray, but he could not eat.
it was taken away. He saw a threaded needle, and it cried, I weep for my, or I am wielded by the needy, by the hands of the poor am I plied, yet here want is banished and sorrow kept at bay. He passed beneath full orange trees, and heard them whisper words like these, I weep, for my peel is bitter as the truth, yet here all words are sweet. He passed a blooming jasmine, and the blossom said to him, I am the flower that scents the breeze. Here the hearts of parted lovers even feel at ease. He pushed a door in a white stone wall, and found himself in a long marble hall. In the center, a brazier with red embers gleamed. On the hot charcoal, 2 coffee pots steamed. Beside them, a tray with 2 cups, and one of them spoke when he picked it up. Oh, coffee brewer, so handsome of face, pour coffee for the guests that their hearts may bless you. He raised his eyes and saw on a couch reclined her whom they call the beauty of our time. She leaned toward him, and she touched him with a wand, and in a second his soul returned, and once more he was the grocer man, standing before the witch of Karaman, grinding the pepper, both black and red, and the root that burns like a flame. Okay, I have time for one more with you, so here's something completely different. It's like this, little squire. You need those peer-like qualities, those simple peer-like qualities. Forget about your fighting and your art. I mean those peer-like qualities, the rest are all frivolities. Those peer-like qualities set you apart. Whenever you turning, whenever you fight, remember your journey and just do what's right. You want the gallery's sweet love, then throw that duke or count your glove. No matter if you get pounded flat, valor is worth much more than that. Show heart. You know those peer-like qualities set you apart. You need those peer-like qualities, those simple peer-like qualities. Forget about your fighting and your art. I mean those peer-like qualities, the rest are all frivolities. Those peer-like qualities set you apart. If you have a science or an art to share, come join my alliance, and you're halfway there. You go and teach those things you've learned, and all your effort is returned. When by your students you are surpassed, that's all the crown would ever ask. Good start. You know those peer-like qualities set you apart. You need those peer-like qualities, those simple peer-like qualities. Forget about your fighting and your art. I mean those peer-like qualities, the rest are all frivolities. Those peer-like qualities set you apart. If your road is a long one and you're feeling tired, just you stay the strong one and you'll stay admired. Don't give that bitterness no place, 'cause that can mask your natural grace. If you find joy in where you are, then you'll inspire near and far. It's true. The world will see those peer-like qualities in you. You'll have those peer-like qualities, those simple peer-like qualities. Forget about your fighting and your art. I mean those peer-like qualities, the rest are all frivolities. Those peer-like qualities set you apart. Your peer-like qualities set you apart. That's my time. Thank you, Principality.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Sir Colin. And next, one of my favorites. She's always there to help me out. So next is Metarine Asa Thorfald's daughter, who is the 32nd Order of the Golden Branch. Princess Bren and Prince Brand. Nope, sorry, wrong one. Yeah, I got the long line. It's the bees. Prince Bionathan, Princess Derfina?
Yes, Bjarnhathan and Derfina.
Derfina, okay. Prince Heinrich and Princess Inara.
Yes.
All right. And thank you again for singing Fair Miss Lands for us earlier.
You're quite welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you very much and have a good time.
Thank you, I will. So first up, I have a piece that actually I wrote for the Bard of the Mists competition that I won. It is called Nebulae Laudate, because I believe we were to write a piece in praise of the mists. And please pardon the Latin, but it's terrible on purpose, I promise. Heus populi gaudete, nebulae laudate, magnam in omnis mundus gloria cantate. Through all the world the mists are known, where history was born, where sages, kings, and heroes their pilgrimage has sworn. Sing of the mists, our glorious home, our warriors train and strive, scholars pursue enlightenment, artists create and thrive. Heus populi gaudete, nebulae laudate, magnam in omnis mundus gloria cantate. Musicians and embroiderers, bakers and alchemists, equestrians and armorers sing praises to the mists. Dukes and squires and viscountesses fight boldly for her throne, vie for that greatest honor, to call the mists their own. Heus populi gaudete, nebulae laudate, magnam in omnis mundus gloria cantate. And my next piece, on a slightly different note, is one of my favorite pieces that I have written. It is based on Edward Gorey's Gashly Crumb Tinies. It is the Gashly Crumb Bestiary. A is for antelope, tangled in teasel. B is for basilisk, mauled by a weasel. C is for cyclops, whose eye was defaced. D is the dragon St. George laid to waste. E is for Efreet, caught fire and flared. F is for Fenrir, by ribbon ensnared. G is for Grendel, with Beowulf by Beowulf mangled. H is the Hydra, with Hercules tangled. I is for Incubus, purged by the Lord. J is for Jormungand, strangled by Thor. K is the Kraken, which hasn't yet croaked. L is for Leopard, by fleur-de-lis choked. M is for Manticore, felt its own sting. N is for Naiad, dried up with her spring. O is for Oliphant, spooked by a mouse. Is for Phoenix that burnt its own house. Q is the questing beast, gone with no trace. R is for Rock, took Greek fire to the face. S is for salamander, drowned in a fountain. T is for typhon, pinned under a mountain. U is for unicorn, by virgins subdued. V is for viper, consumed by its brood. W is for werewolf, on wolfsbane was fed. X is chimera, who swallowed hot lead. Y is for Ymir, whom Odin bled dry. And Z is for Zephyr, expired with a sigh. Next up, I have Cast Out Cold, which I wrote for this year's Bard of the West competition. It is to the tune of Quenquerque na Virgen Fia, which is Cantiga de Santa Maria number 167. Cast out cold and cast out sadness, revel in the warm weather. Earth's renewal greet with gladness, welcome in the spring together. Springtime in exuberant glory paints the hillsides bright with flowers. New life claims its territory, bursting forth in blooming bowers. Cast out cold and cast out sadness, revel in the warming weather. Earth's renewal greet with gladness, welcome in the spring together. Soft the gentle breezes carry choirs of birdsong sweetly ringing. Springtime sends her emissary, hope of spring's rebirth she's bringing. Cast out cold and cast out sadness, revel in the warming weather. Earth's renewal greet with gladness, welcome in the spring together. Tender verdant leaves unfurling, quick and green the woods awaken. Beasts from winter's sleep uncurling, greet the sun with faith unshaken. Cast out cold and cast out sadness, revel in the warming weather. Earth's renewal greet with gladness, welcome in the spring together. And my last piece is to give us a bit of hope in the darkness. It's called When Darkness Falls. When darkness falls across the land, and dread has choked us where we stand with fearful claws of biting frost, and hope is faint and small and lost, and flees our grip like slipping sand. Though nothing goes the way we planned, and all the world by night seems spanned, now this is how the dice are tossed when darkness falls. Bend not your ear to dread's command, but make a light, a flaming brand, then tend it. Let it not exhaust. And as our fearful hearts unfrost, we'll pass this light from hand to hand when darkness falls. Thank you. And thank you, Cesare.
You're very welcome, and thank you. All right, we're going to move right along now. Who's next? Ah. Hold on, come on, girl. There you go. Next is Baroness Lee Radolf Pajam, who is one of the other people, like Leofwin. This wouldn't be happening without her help. So y'all, in your little, silent way, give it up for her, even though we can't hear it. And you're the 36th Bard, and Prince Anthony, Princess Helga, Prince Jason, and Prince Gwyneth. All right. Thank you for doing this for us, and have a good.
Thank you, Cesare. I had the glorious good fortune of being Bard for Anthony and Helga when they were starting the Newcomers project. and were doing their best to make sure that as many new people that came to events as possible felt very welcomed. And so this was the piece that I wrote for them for their investiture feast. Come and be welcome here in this hall. Let us fill up the cup in your hand. Take your place at the table. There's room here for all. Here midst the strength of this land. There are seats midst the fighters. They'll tell you their tales. Their chivalry ever at hand. The might of the kingdom shines forth in their deeds, and they are the strength of this land. So come and be welcome here in this hall. Let us fill up the cup in your hand. Take a place at the table, there's room here for all. Here midst the strength of this land. There are seats midst the artists, they'll show you their skill, the beauty that's at their command. The wealth of the kingdom shines forth in their hearts, and they are the strength of this land. So come and be welcome here in this hall. Let us fill up the cup in your hand. Take a place at the table, there's room here for all, here midst the strength of this land. Now place midst the servants you'll always find free, they've hastened at our home's demands. The care of the kingdom flows forth from their hearts, and they are the strength of this land. So come and be welcome here in this hall. Let us fill up the cup in your hand. Take a place at the table, there's room here for all. Here midst the strength of this land. A seat midst the newest to join us at feast is the one that I truly love best. The joy of new magic still shines in their eyes, and they are the strength of the West. So come and be welcome here in this hall. Let us fill up the cup in your hand. Take a place at the table, there's room here for all. Here midst the strength of this land. Yes, come and be welcome here in this hall. Let us fill up the cup in your hand. Take your place at the table, there's room here for all. For you are the strength of this land. The other piece that I decided to do for you tonight is one that I had suggested to me from my dear friend, Duchess Ellis, who told me that the people who win tournaments are the ones who get the songs written about them. But there are all of the other people that really need a champion to tell their story. And so this is it. We wait to make our challenges, to choose our first round fights, and proudly stand before our queen against the king's sworn knights. And though our day may end before the kingdom's throne is won, we give our consort's worth its due till our last round is done. We are the unsung champions, each one by honor bound. Who bravely fight and nobly die, and are out at second round. We are the first test you must pass if you would wear the crown. And if you do not meet us well, we'll gladly take you down. To prove you're worthy of this throne, we test your might and skill. Before we die upon your blade, the first friends you must kill. We are the unsung champions, each one by honor bound, who bravely fight and nobly die and are out at second round. And with our challenge given out, we'll meet next on the field, each knowing how it's like to end, but neither wish to yield. There'll come a day, perhaps for some, when victory could be ours. The time we give our consorts rose as wreath, not single flowers. We are the unsung champions, each one by honor bound, who bravely fight and nobly die and are out at second round. Here's to the unsung champions, each one for honor bound, who bravely fight and nobly die, and who are out at second round.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Just 1 second here. I'm going to bring our last Miss Bard up. And Mistress, how do you say your first name? All right, Mistress Derley Dili Warret, you're the 31st Bard of the Golden Branch, Prince Ajax and Princess Uta, Prince Loy and Princess Sophia.
Darelay.
Darelay, okay. I couldn't find any like correlation, like, you know, Welsh, etc.
I can't hear you.
All right. Are you ready? All right. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? Okay. We'll just work with that. Go? Okay. So when I was Bard of the Mists, I learned that the Sword of State for the Mists had 3 inscriptions on it. One of them translates to Fair Mistlands, which already had a song. And so I wrote this song for one of the other inscriptions, which reads Virtus animum aliqui adere, which means virtue is the gift of inspiration. Our rulers bear a sword to lead us, wisdom etched upon the blade. Inspiration's gift is virtue, solemn truth in steel displayed. Virtus animum aliqui adere. Forged in dreams as well as fires, shapes us, guides us with its spark to shine, and in our turn inspire those who strive against the dark. Virtus animum aliqui adere. Some will work at crafting beauty, stitched or spun or hammered fine. Some with smile or bow or curtsy, some with gracious gifts of time. Virtus animum aliqui adere. Some will strive on field to lead us, more than prowess there displayed. Inspiration's gift is virtue, would you wield the Mistland's blade?
Virtus animum adui adere. Next, I thought I would try to bring a little bit of the magic that we can find all around us, even in these times. When the clouds come down to whisper secrets with the trees, and the mist creeps up to blanket the land, the lines between worlds grow blurry and fadey. Hard to know if you're still in the same one or have stumbled into another. When the fog rises like magic up out of the ground, or the magic rises like mist, you might just stray across the borders into a world not your own, and perchance, if you are fortunate, you shall, changeling-like, become part of that world, and walk beneath that other sun with penance bright.
Can we hear me? Here we go. We're going to try this again. Hopefully, this time everybody can hear me. So, during the Tarnmis changeover, Their Majesties asked us to write some haikus. And while I was trying to think of an appropriate haiku, this silly haiku came to my head, and I call it Helga. So here we go. So, fighting animal. Dead count. 1, 2, Gonzo warrior. Yeah, I know it doesn't follow the rules of haiku, but there we go. All right. So next, I would like to try to perform a song. We shall see. It's got a little background. It was two different parts of songs collected by Bela Bartok when he was trying to recreate all the history of the folk music of his area. Got combined in this song that I'm going to do for you now. All right. On rides a captain and 300 soldier lads, out of the morning mist and through the silent snow. Whistling gaily rides the captain at their head, behind him soldier boys sadly weeping go. For when you took my gold and swore to follow me, you sold away your life and your liberty. No more you'll till the soil, no more you'll work the land, no more to the dance you'll.
Is there a reason I'm in the performance area?
You're up next for your 3 words.
Oh, we're on 3 words. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, we're on 3 words.
Yeah,
But
it's just we're having technical difficulties, so as soon as those get fixed, turn on your video and do your 3 words.
No, there we go.
Okay. Are we good for sound and everything?
Something. And I just heard myself say that.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So now Asa's up with her 3 words from a hat or an app.
Yes, 3 words from the proverbial hat. All right. All right. Listen, children, did you know the Mistlands bard Aegeus holds? Wherever near or far they go, a child's request their steps will hold. For duty bounden is the bard to offer tale or verse or tune when children ask. It is not hard. They ask a story, not the moon. It need not be an epic tale. No purple prose for child's ear. Perhaps a verse about a whale, or song to soothe away a fear.
And what were the words?
Oh, that's right. We can't have the audience guess. Yes, it's traditional. No. Okay. So my words were tune, duty, and purple.
Wonderful. I like how you wove those in and reminded everyone of that requirement from the bard. Right? Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And next
Thank
up
you.
will be Lee.
All right. We get.
Getting...
there she is. Hold on. There we go.
Okay. The stage is yours.
All right. So my 3-word piece. The long days of summer have faded into mellow autumn, for now the darkness of winter can still be held at bay. Our war-weary army has come home to lend aid in the harvest. Hunters tending flocks no longer seek the lion's den each day. Their war drums have ceased to beckon, trumpets hang silent on the wall, while the tales of hardship and of daring are the spice to every meal. 'Tis the season for sowing the seeds of friendship across the cider press, the time for mending fences, for hearts to soften, for wounds to heal. Our year of toil is fading, labor yielding up now its reward. Our cellars, filled with grain, are stocked to last until the spring. The time has come for firelight and for songs to fight the dark. So we gather on this evening to tell of prince and land and king. And if these tales have pleased you, if they've brought you some delight, I call to you to lift your cup, raise up your glass, to praise the bards who filled this hall tonight. And my 3 words were army, lion, and seed. And thank you all for being such a patient audience for us tonight as well. And thank you to our technomancer who has been doing yeoman's work.
Yes. So next up will be Ebony Punslayer, and I believe she's coming on in.
Well, yeah, there she is.
Good. Hi.
Yay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So this is my 3-word piece. My sister and I were tending the flock when out from the trees a cloaked stranger did walk, 2 wolves at his side, yet our flock did not run. They stared at the sight in the mid-morning sun. Ancient he seemed, his hair and beard gray, a hat with wide brim to shield face that hot day. An old warrior, I thought, for his staff was a spear, and a patch o'er one eye I saw as he neared. 2 midnight dark ravens on his shoulders did land, as my sister and I, our sticks in our hand, stepped out toward the man and the wolves and the birds, placing ourselves between them and our herd. Good day, good my lord, my sister said strong. May your journeys be safe and your way not be long. We'll cause you no harm if you go on your way. We keep our herd safe, no wolf meals this day. My wolves always hungry, the man spoke at last. And surely some goats would make fine repast. 2 children could not keep my wolves from their prey. Keep them back or we will, I called back clear as day. Journeys be, dare you threaten, he yelled. No more than you us. Leave now, said my sister, and you may thank us. Know you who I am, he called. Not I then said, but I'll keep our herd safe. Move on, or you're dead. He laughed then out loud and said he would live, but for 2 without fear a gift he would give. He spoke to his ravens, who flew off without sound, and 2 midnight feathers fell back to the ground. A feather for each, great gift for bold deed. Keep them full close, for you I will need. When you are both women, in battle you'll die, and join with the Valkyrie I've chosen you'll fly. You've no fear of wolves, or of gods, it would seem. You'll harvest the valiant, their souls you'll redeem. And on went the old man, his wolves by his side. Our goats left alone grazed with us still beside. We gathered our feathers and wear them on chains, keeping them close till we meet him again. And my 3 words were women, need, and feathers.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
And who's next?
So we did have a few other people who had to leave, but they did their words. The bards, many of them will be actually sending their poems in from 3 Words from a Hat into the Tempest. So, and if anyone in the audience wants to play, you can email the email in the event page and get words tomorrow as well. So if you wanted to do that. I'm the next person and the last one for 3 Words from a Hat. And then we'll have closing words from our prince and princess. So here's mine. Although I eager am for your embrace, your touch, when we have been so long apart so long, I will receive your words with gentle grace and listen in the night for your sweet song. The days are long, they pass like counted beads upon time's rosary in endless prayer. I wonder if the starlight ever heeds my whispered pleas, this loneliness I bear. We once did gather round a welcome fire to sing and trade our stories like gold coin. To bring our bodies close is my desire, that we may once again our voices join. These memories of presence will persist, but we will meet again within the mist. And my words were eager, bear, and fire. And now, thank you so much for being part of this. And I will be turning this over to our prince and princess.
Hello, your highnesses.
Hello, Cesare.
You have some closing words for everybody?
Your Highness, would you like to go first?
First, let me say how wonderful it is to see so many of the faces that bring us so much pleasure at events and to hear your voices again. And I can only hope that it has cheered hearts out there as much as it has in here. And with great hope, soon, hopefully, we will be able to do this in person. Thank you all very much.
We also would like to thank the amazing event steward, Leifwin. Thank you so much for all of your time and effort, and to your staff of Lee, Cesare, and of course our amazing techromancer, Carius, for all of the hard work you all have put into this event. Having so many people throughout the known world come together to celebrate something that's so near and dear to His Highness and myself, being the Bardic Arts, has been such a wonderful, wonderful thing for us all. So we really appreciate all of the efforts you have all put in. Thank you all.
Thank you, and it is our pleasure as your bard and your past bards of all your predecessors to do this for you. We hope you had a good time, and thank you for coming. And you got your 3 words? I know I'm so funny.
Of us had to go to work today.
The princess is going to hurt me. Sorry, princess. I'm sorry. All right. Thank you again very much, and have a lovely evening.